One thing I'm just about done with in our Desi community, and this is real like a pet peeve for me.
Tell me about it.
This sort of fusion. Can we just do away with fusion food? Like I get it, our lives are all fusion, right? Our clothes are fusion. Our language is fusion, right? Like I speak Hindi, I speak Punjabi, I speak English, right? Urdu, whatever. Like it's all mixed in there. Primarily Punjabi and English, of course. But why does our food have to be fusion?
Give me an example. What do you like?
Like, okay. Weddings, why do weddings have to have pani puri shots? Why do they have to be shots?
Oh my God, that's the only thing I go for.
No,
First thing I do is
call it pani puri. Period.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay,
Full
why
stop.
are we saying
Stop.
shots?
Why do we have to call them shots? Why do we have to appease some
I
of
see
our
what you're saying.
American friends that are there? They don't
Okay.
care. They're fine calling it pani puri. Okay, you don't have to make it cute.
It's like chai tea, sort of like.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You're serving desis.
Yeah.
Okay. Call it pani puri. It doesn't have to be a pani puri shot.
You know what? Did you know why they call it that?
Why?
Maybe your innocent self doesn't know that sometimes they'll add alcohol to the pani puri pani.
You're kidding.
You didn't know that?
No.
I've seen it
No.
myself.
Why would you do
I
that?
know. Why would you ruin a perfect thing? I
Right.
agree. I
Well,
agree.
like, just keep it separate. Call it masala shots. There you go.
But they're
Okay.
putting the alcohol water in the golgappa and eating
That's
it.
nasty,
You've never
actually.
seen it? I've
That's
seen it.
gonna-
I've never tasted it. I would not
I did
allow
not know
myself.
they were doing that.
Yeah.
Why would you ruin a good thing?
I'm so sorry.
That it just blew my mind.
Now I've given you like completely different point of view on this pani puri
Made
shot
it a little
business.
dirty for me.
I know.
They took like something that was very like rated G
Uh-huh.
to like rated R
Right.
when the kids are around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah. That's what they're
unnecessary.
doing. And even samosas. I mean,
They put alcohol in samosas too?
no, they don't put alcohol.
Pangavale?
I hope not. Who knows what they're putting?
Who
in.
knows? Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen samosas. Like to me, samosa, I guess my definition of a samosa is like pretty robust, like at least like good 5-6 bites, if not more. It has to be that content. Has to have really good potatoes in there with no haldi, mind you. That's nasty. When they put
Right.
haldi in the potato, it's not sabji. Okay, there's at least leave something alone. Oh, I have to put haldi in everything. You don't have to put haldi in
They
samosa.
put haldi in everything. Then they stuff it in some crappy phyllo dough and they try to pass it along as a samosa. Okay.
Or tortillas. Have you?
It's despicable. Don't do it.
Don't do
okay?
it.
The
Don't do it.
stuffing, the crust is everything in the samosa. Okay, that's the experience, right?
Yeah, it should
of
be
a samosa.
crunchy.
This call it an egg roll. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You call it. Hey, I made these triangle egg rolls. I'm gonna serve them with cha. Have them. I will appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
But don't mess with me. Don't mess with my mind. Don't mess with my heart. Don't call them samosa when they're
The
bite-sized,
disappointment. The
finger
disappointment.
foods, triangle shaped, pretending to be a samosa. Don't do it.
You know what was the worst thing?
Right.
So I was in Tanzania. We went to a safari, not tickle safari. We went to safari, and because Tanzania, especially Zanzibar, is majority of their food is majority Muslim nation,
And
so their food
Zanzibar is right next to Tanzania. It's like an island next to
but
Tanzania.
it is part of Tanzania. It is part of it.
Part
It's
of
just
that
a
country?
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
didn't
an
know that.
island
Okay.
as part of that country. So in Zanzibar in particular, not in mainland Tanzania, but in Zanzibar, all the meat was halal. So I pretty much went vegetarian, right? So there wasn't a lot of choices. So I was at the buffet and suddenly I see samosas. And it's labeled as samosas too. And I got excited. I'm like, finally something I can eat. Finally something I can. So I took like 2 of them, right? And I go back to my table to eat. And I'm like, just took a bite of it and I might as well just thrown up.
Right.
It was like what you were saying, like the phyllo dough samosa.
Oh, really? So they didn't even have the crust? I would have thought they would have the crust red. Oh,
But
man, what a
inside-
disappointment.
Inside, I kid you not, I do not exaggerate. Imagine mashed potatoes with haldi in them, okay, and salt. That's it.
No.
So it was just a phyllo dough filled with
Travesty.
potatoes, nothing else. And Zanzibar is known for masalas. Okay, they're like masala nation. Their biryani is like superb. Okay, but that's what they decided. That's what a samosa is, which I am like not sure why.
That's interesting because I remember when we had the store, when I used to work at the store.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of dals would come from. They grew them in Kenya and they grew them in Tanzania,
Yep.
and they would be shipped to the United States. Like especially tur dal used
Yeah.
to come from there.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that they're still doing the spice trade
Oh,
over there.
they have spices. I think a lot of the cloves, a lot of the cinnamon,
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of the basic spices are grown there in Zanzibar. It's like not to be dark, but part of it is like part of the slave trading and stuff like that. Just very interesting to look into. But
Yeah.
but spices. So in a country like that, I got like crappy samosas, which was very disappointing.
It's. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of stuffing. Like when I eat a samosa, for me, it's all about the crust. I don't care about this stuffing. Although I still expect the stuffing to be good.
Would you accept?
Okay, there are certain standards.
Would you accept mashed potatoes in your samosa?
No,
Okay.
no.
I didn't think so.
Look, I get it when they have to make
That's
like
all it
it's labor intensive. Okay, making a samosa is labor intensive. It's a lot of work. So if somebody has to make like 200, 300 samosa a day or in a in a sitting, that is a lot of work. And I can understand that they don't want to sit there and like cut all the potatoes one at a time. That they want to. But don't mash it all the way. You know, it shouldn't like leave a little texture, right?
It makes
for
a
us to
difference.
enjoy.
It makes a
Yeah.
difference. Yeah. It
Yeah,
definitely.
I know.
makes a
Don't give me the cheese samosa. Don't give me the dal samosa. Don't give me the, I don't know, cauliflower sabji samosa. Just, I want the good old potatoes. I want them with jeera. I want the coriander seeds.
You want a Punjabi samosa. That's what you're saying.
I do want to, because that for me that's a samosa. And look, hey, I understand some people grew up on like meat stuff to put on samosas. I'm okay with that. I give them a pass. Okay, because that's
Just
their tradition.
It's like that, life is a box of chocolate type of situation where it's like until you bite into that chocolate, you don't know what's inside. Samosa is kind of a similar
doesn't
thing.
have to be.
I almost want them to be descriptive,
It doesn't have to be that way,
Yeah.
people. It doesn't. I don't know why it's this fusion thing that's being forced on us at this point. But, I mean, look, great thing you went to Zanzibar, you went to Tanzania.
And we did ethical safari.
Ethical safari. And I now know this term because
know
I
what it
saw a
means?
post from my niece, okay, your daughter. And I'm looking at it and it says, I just went on an ethical safari. And I'm like, what the hell is an ethical safari? Like you went on a safari.
No. Because, so I'll tell you what the difference is. And it's very
Okay.
important, okay? So safari is not a safari, okay? Because if you're being, you can actually go on a safari and all you do, and I've seen it many times, so people don't realize the difference. You can go to these like huge kind of like, if you want to call it like a
Like
park.
a group safari?
No, like a park where they have bunch of lions, and you're guaranteed to see like all these lions because they pretty much live in this like very small space. When I say small space, it might be even 100 acres, but it's still a small space. That's not their natural habitat. Versus going to like the Serengeti, where nobody's managing the lions, nobody's controlling
Where
them.
is the Serengeti?
In Tanzania.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we went, and that's the reason we're calling it the ethical. It is the ethical safari. 'Cause
Serengeti is what, a national park?
It is a national park. It is thousands and thousands of miles, square mile. Not thousands. I'm
Nice.
sorry. Few thousand square mile. It is got a pretty good population of wild animals, but you're not guaranteed anything because
Right.
you're literally going into their their place, and you're not managing them to show up in some way. So
You're
that's
going
what
to
we-
see the natural events as they occur.
might-
You
yeah.
may run into something and you may not run into
You
something.
might see a lion.
Okay.
You might not.
I see.
There's
Okay.
no guarantees. I've heard people almost, because you're spending quite a bit of money on this vacation, that people want sort of almost like a guarantee that they're going to see it.
Okay,
So
but what
that's
is
where it becomes-
unethical? Because I just, think safari is a safari.
No, there is unethical, which is, to me, if somebody has a park or some kind of a area where they've kind of like for example, Thailand has that, where there's a lot of like, you can go and some of the animals are actually sedated.
That breaks my heart. Like you can tell that it's just
so that's unethical. So
it is not a happy place, right?
We want to be very clear that we do want to promote. Like, I think everyone, if you like animals and you like nature, go on a safari if you can. I mean, it is mind-blowing experience.
Look, I just think that that's a very millennial Gen Z thing to say, oh, it's not just a safari, it's an ethical safari. Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't know what is ethical. Is it ethical to drive around in gas-guzzling Jeeps? Drive around a park that's supposed to be a natural preserve? You know, you are leaving a footprint. Whether you like it or not, there is a footprint, right?
For sure.
So,
No
I mean, look, I understand. Every safari is going to have its little, you are going to leave your footprint there. Yeah. So, you know, I just thought it was funny that it's such a millennial Gen Z thing to say, I didn't just go on a safari. It was an ethical safari. Yeah. And what's funny is that from Mansha, your daughter, my niece, she always is like the first to introduce me to certain terms. So now I didn't even know there was such a thing as ethical safari. Now I know. But I remember during COVID, she was the first person to say, oh, we have to practice social distancing.
She used the word
She was the first one. And I was like, what the hell is social distancing? And I have been stuck with that word since. We have all been stuck with that word since, right? And, you know, do we need to do social distancing? Like, oh my God. Like, I think that's two words together, combined, make me want to puke because I never want to go back to that COVID time. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Everyone's kind of like.
You know what's interesting? Like you're saying, like, Mansha, you know, my daughter, your niece, introduced you to all these things. It's funny, like, it's interesting to me, when you were younger, you're younger than me. So when, I think it keeps you young to have a younger person around.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I used to, when you were in high school, and I was like in college, I used to learn a lot of like fashion from you.
Really? I didn't even know any fashion.
No, but you did. That's the thing. Like, you might think you don't know, but the younger, like, to me, high school to like college is where the prime fashion, like, if you want to know what the latest fashion is, just walk into a local high school. Really, like, there's nothing like that's gonna be like
the trend. You will know what the trend is because everyone follows the trend. Nobody like steers, you know, any other way.
So I used to learn the latest trends from you when you were younger. I think you kind of learned the latest trends from Mansha when she was younger.
As I got older and she got,
And it's not only trend in fashion, it's also trend in what's happening,
music
like
or
pop,
socially, right?
Pop culture.
Yeah,
You know,
I remember.
culture.
She was the first one who mentioned there's this kid on YouTube and he sings really well. And I was like, what's his name? Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And then One Direction and the Jonas Brothers. She knew all about these people before they hit the radio.
Even not just that. So even music, but also like I talk to her sometimes and I'll say, Mansha, where are your friends eating these days? What are they like doing these days? I want to know because sometimes I'll see like this, like a really cute restaurant pop up in the area, and she's like, oh yeah, that's like kava, that's blah, blah, blah. We always go there. And I'm like, why didn't I know that? You know? And then you look at their, like, speaking about kava and those kind of things, like, you look at their stock, and I follow the stock market, and it's like took off last year or something. And I'm like, I wish I knew that. I wish she would have mentioned that to me before.
Right.
So I always, when I have her friends over, or, you know, and I'll say, what are you guys doing lately? Like, what are you guys eating lately?
Like, what brands are you using these days?
Yeah. What kind of little gadgets are you using? What apps are you using?
Yeah. They're always like right at the forefront of all the new styles, fashion trends, everything.
We can try, we can never keep up. Ultimately, it's them.
Yeah,
it's their world. You know, young people's world. So
actually, that's a really good point because in my line of work in sales, I always try to teach my agents that, look, it is important for us to modify ourselves to adjust to our clients. And if you have a younger client, you got to find a way to adjust to their needs and their style of communication. If texting is what they're doing, you better text them. Okay. As we get older, we always kind of want to force the younger generation to adapt to us. Whereas, you know what? It's probably in our best interest to adapt to them. And even as a business owner, you know, when I get younger agents in, I am having conversations with them in a style that they can understand. Okay. So I think it is good for us to kind of like not always expect them to evolve for us, but for us to also adapt to them, because that is, you know, look, we're going to get older. We're going to end up in, I don't know, assisted living or wherever we end up. Who knows? Well, I'm going to take you with me if I go.
We're going to be like golden girls, okay? That's the plan, okay?
Well, you know, we end up there. We want to stay connected. We want to know like what's going on with the next trend. What's the next generation doing? Because they're going to be the people in control, right?
You know, speaking of assisted living, I know it's a little bit of a dark topic, I think, but it's an interesting topic. So now you know how there's always been like old people's home and stuff like that. Now they're building them. I saw a commercial for one of them that they're building for like the Indian community.
There's already there. Yeah, they're already around.
Really?
Yeah. It's good. Look, when it comes to assisted living, okay, so remember when Dad was really sick? Okay.
I remember, yes.
And the challenge for us as a family was, you know, it's hard to help him physically because he's a big guy. Okay. And so he had to be in assisted living for a short period of time because of his health. And, you know, the food, the language, the culture within that, like it was uncomfortable for him, you know, and we were constantly going over there to visit. Somebody was always there with him during the day. And so if there could be an environment that is similar but caters towards Desi families, like it doesn't even have to be Punjabi or Hindi or whatever. Like as long as it's the sort of the South Asian, you know, it would be. I think it would be a huge plus. I think people see it only as like, because we've always seen it like, oh, are you now just getting rid of your parents? You're putting them in this home. And I don't think we should look at it as if we're giving up on them. I think there are people, like maybe there's some that suffer from dementia. You know, they need that extra care. They need the 24-hour round-the-clock care.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I mean, I think it shouldn't be the go-to solution just because someone's a senior citizen. But I think definitely when there's like physical or health issues, I think that's a huge plus, a benefit to have in our communities.
Agreed.
For sure.
Yeah, not a topic I want to even remember, to be
No,
honest.
that was a terrible time. But you know, every family goes through that. And that's why they call us like not so much for me because I don't have any kids, but you know, you're called the sandwich generation.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Because you have your kids that you're taking care of, and then you have your elderly parents that you're taking care of. And you're trying to be good to everybody, right? And so you're stretched thin.
Yeah. But I think of like sandwich, like surrounded by love. You know, you got your kids who are loving you and you got your parents who are loving you. It's a blessing. Anyway, but it is a challenge.
It is a blessing, but the reality is, like, let's be honest, it is hard for some people, you know? And I don't know anybody who says, oh, I don't want to do this. They all do it with a smile, you know? All the sandwich generation. The reason they are a little bit stressed is because they are trying to do it well.
Yeah.
And I think these are just such are the times. And I think when you have friends like that, like, you know, maybe get them some spa treatment or something every now and then.
Good point. I think
that would be
you know what?
a great help.
I am amazed. I'm amazed at some of the friends that I have, like that are our generation, you know, like my age, maybe a little bit older than you, maybe a little bit younger than me or older than me. What they're dealing with in-laws with their own parents
Right.
that are getting older, and these ladies have full-time jobs, they have children, they have husband, they have in-laws, they have parents, they have in-laws. I don't know how they're doing it.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm more power
And
to
they
them.
do it
It's
with a
amazing.
smile.
They,
And they
do it with a smile. And I am like just amazed.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is I think, unfortunately, like traditionally, whether you look at American society, Indian society, whatever, the in-laws seem to have like a bad reputation, right? The
Yeah.
term, right? And in reality, I have seen so many people that have had such great experiences with their in-laws, or daughter-in-laws that are very loving towards their in-laws, and vice versa. And it's fantastic to see that, you know?
Yeah.
And I see so many of these daughter-in-laws that are like, you know, working, they're employed full-time, they're taking care of the kids, they're taking care of their parents and the in-laws, you know, trying to do their best, which is really commendable. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think actually I don't know, maybe you agree with me or disagree. I'm curious. I think there's more examples of families that in-laws and daughter-in-law, parents-in-law, that get along than not. We only hear about the bad cases.
Right.
You know?
'Cause
You
it's a
don't hear, like,
non-story.
everything is great.
It's a
everything
non-story.
is-
Like, what are
yeah.
you going to talk about? You
Yeah.
know, my mother-in-law, she's fantastic. She spoils me rotten, you know, but I do kind of brag about her though.
Yeah.
You know, my mother-in-law is
it
better than
doesn't
your
make the
mother-in-law.
news,
But I
right?
know,
Yeah.
but I know, like everyone else, also, like I see a lot of people are very loving towards them, and I think we don't see that sort of traditional animosity.
All my friends.
And I think even the in-laws traditionally, I think, you know, they always said the mother-in-law, the sus always sees the daughter-in-law as a competition. I don't really see that. I see mother-in-laws also kind of understanding that the daughter-in-laws are going through a lot and being very sort of embracing them.
But that's there are examples. There are lots of situations. Our society, I'm talking about Indian society.
We say Punjabi or like just in general?
I can only speak for Punjabi because that's my experience.
Right.
Maybe it also, the same experience either applies to or doesn't apply to other South Asian community, you know, like Indian subcontinent community.
Yeah.
But there are lots of problems, and I don't want to necessarily gloss over them. There are lots of problems in the culture. There are a lot of problems in this transition that's happening from traditional arranged marriage to now, you know, non-arranged marriages. And I think this generation of in-laws and the kids are adjusting. You know, it's that generation that's sandwiched between what used to be and what is now.
I'm also of the opinion that age of the in-laws makes a difference. When they're younger and they become in-laws, I think there's more of them wanting to lead the household in a certain way, and they want the kids, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, to follow, or sort of daughter-in-law, son to follow in those same sort of, you know, with their guidance. Whereas when they're older, you know, I'm talking about like, you know,
People in their 70s, yeah.
They calm down. They're just like chill in their life. They don't care. Whatever the kids are doing, they figured the kids have got it figured out. You know, if they need us, we'll be there, whatever they need. But, you know, we also want our comfort, you know, as you know, like, I mean, I can use my dad as an example, right? He likes his comforts, right? We went on vacation. We're like, let's go to Sequoia, Dad. It's going to be so pretty in the mountains. And he's like, oh, I'm driving kar ke gol gol ja ke tang aa gaya. I'm like, let's go home. I want to be watching TV, you know? And I think that's what happened. They want like their comforts. They're not concerned about all this other stuff. So I think that when they're younger, I think there's probably a little bit more of that sort of control that everyone is trying to like pull on whichever side.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good point. I think new in-laws, like if I was to become an in-law,
You'd be
I
a
could
nightmare.
at my age. Huh?
You'd be a nightmare.
Probably. If I was to be an in-law, which I hope to be someday, I think I would have to kind of mind myself. I think I would have to, kind of
I
like
think that-
monitor my behavior. I would.
Yeah. You really have to kind of
Yeah.
like, I know it's like when you have kids, you want to kind of go, okay, listen, I got this thing called life figured out. If you just follow my directions, you'll be okay. You're going to be successful because you've already been there, done that, right? So you want the kids to follow in those footsteps. And when they want to do something completely different, you're like, are you kidding me? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right? There is that control and all of that comes in. And I think it's smart that you acknowledge that, hey, I'm gonna make an effort to step back.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, you don't have to do anything. Everything just flows beautifully. And that can happen if combination of people who are there, like my future son-in-law, let's say, and I just have very similar personalities that just get along. That's the hope.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why would you say that? Why are you
Because I just don't
jinxing
see
it?
Mansha being with a guy who's like you.
Not like me, but
Okay.
like flows with me. You see, like there's a difference between someone being exactly like me, but someone who kind of appreciates me and I appreciate him. That's the hope.
Right.
If that doesn't happen, then I would have to adjust myself, into the situation. The hope is that I wouldn't have to. That's the hope. But what's going to happen? Only
You're like, where's my room? Mansha, in your house, where's
she
my
keeps
room?
saying that she would take me on vacations.
Yeah.
That's her thing. She's like, you'll come with me on vacations because my kids would need like someone.
Oh, you're the nanny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what she's thinking.
Smart though.
Yeah.
Just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of manipulation.
Yeah. That's a lot of manipulation.
But you would happily go too. That's the thing.
Oh, I would love to
Yeah,
go.
like who doesn't love grandkids?
I would love grandkids.
I remember,
I
okay,
would
when Mansha
totally
was
love
little,
Uh-huh.
I loved being with her.
Yeah.
I could not part from her.
Yeah.
And I was still in college at the time when she was like now 2-3 years old.
Yeah.
I would take her with me.
Yeah.
UC Riverside. I think people thought I was a single mom because I was taking her to my classes with me.
Yeah.
And she was just so adorable. She'd want to make like eye contact with the teachers
Yeah.
and stuff. And she'd want to chit chat with them. She was always a chatterbox since the beginning. But yeah, I mean, like it was just so much fun. So I can understand like me, I would be like, Mansha, take me with you. I'll look after your kids.
Seriously,
She
I
may not
think-
trust me. She probably would be like, I don't think so.
You know what we should do? When she goes on vacation, we go with her. And that way we can have the kids
Right.
and we can just have our own little vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? With
Yeah.
cute little kids.
I'd
That's
be
a
for
plan,
it.
right?
I'd be for it.
I
I'd
would
be
too.
for it.
Yeah.
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 Good stuff.
Yeah. That's
So
the
where
idea.
to next? You've done the ethical safari. You've done the what's next?
I think I almost want to go back to like Rome. I want to go back to Italy.
Italy, the thing I went to Italy with you,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I liked it because the food, there was just so much food and we had like the most amazing pizza and everything,
Yeah.
right? Paris.
Ooh.
We were starving in Paris.
We were starving in Paris. Everything
They
was so
ran out of
expensive.
food in places, which is crazy because you go to a museum and you go to their cafeteria and they're like, we don't have anything. You can have coffee and cookies. It's
Yeah,
like, really?
croissant and like everything was like a croissant and coffee, croissant and coffee.
If you're lucky.
Or-
And I was like really surprised that that's all they had.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, do you remember Notre Dame?
Yeah. Yes,
So
I
I
do.
finally find an Indian restaurant
So why
across the
is
street
it-
from Notre Dame.
Why is it that no matter where we go, ultimately we want Indian food? Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. There's at that point where there's like this urge, this desire for I need my spices.
Just any.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And that restaurant was terrible.
Terrible. It's
Terrible. But we ate that buffet. We ate everything. Our
we were the only
cheeks-
customers there, right?
I don't know.
I don't think there were any with it.
Yeah, there wasn't that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went a little too early than the
It
rush
was
hour
probably
or
at an
something.
odd time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of attention from the manager. He's like,
Yeah.
no, so, what was it called? Gulab jamun. Gulab jamun we are getting. Oh, we nikal ke raane hain. We're like, yeah, oh, we khavange. We ate everything.
We ate
It was like
everything.
a
And it
week's
tasted
full of
terrible, but it was enough.
Yes.
We needed Indian food, so it was fine. Like
It
it
hit the
tasted fine
spot.
to us. It was
It
just
hit
a
the
bad, it was bad Indian food, but that's okay.
Every person, even Asians, they could go to Paris and they'll be like, let's find a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
They're all like, it has to be something Asian, sushi or whatever, but they don't want the authentic, Parisian food. They want something that they're used to.
Do you remember when we were in Florence? And so when we were in Florence, we walked. Do you remember that we were looking for Indian restaurant? And then we got some directions, and we walked all the way outside the city. And
That
had
was the
some Indian
scariest
food.
walk ever.
And coming back was the scariest walk, but we risked it all for Indian food.
No, we risked it all. I can't
it all.
say. We risked it all because of your daughter, who was throwing. I'm gonna find something that's outside the box. We want to go to like an area that nobody's a place that nobody really goes to, like outside of tourist area. And she's the one who made us walk and keep on walking to find that Indian restaurant. So like she saw it on TripAdvisor or one of those sites or something.
I guess so. It's
the hole in the wall.
That sounds
she did
like
it twice.
her. Yeah.
She did it twice in Florence. We went to, do you remember, like, it was just like, she's like,
remember?
oh, there's a bar. And we went to that bar and it looked like a
remember.
family, just like an ordinary, it could have been in America. It had no like authenticity to it.
Do you remember the Airbnb we stayed at?
In Greece?
In Florence, where there was like
yeah.
somebody else.
I'm like, are they leaving?
They were
When are
just
they gonna
there.
leave? They were there. And they were like watching, because it was supposed to be a bed and breakfast type of thing. They were watching us eat. How many toast are you going to have?
They would ask us.
Yeah,
like,
it
how
was
many
really
toast?
awkward.
It was
I
very
couldn't wait
awkward.
to get out of there.
The whole Airbnb idea, I don't know.
Okay, do you remember the place we stayed at in Greece?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was working middle of the night. Okay. And, we're like 8 hours apart between America and over there. And when I go out, I'm still working. I'm still trying to catch up with all my emails and stuff. And I would do it at the end of the day because it was perfect. It's daytime in America and it's nighttime over there. So I'm working and it's like maybe 1 a.m. over there. And all of a sudden I see something out of the corner of my eye dash across the door, the floor. And I'm like, what the heck was that?
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe it's not a big deal. Then I go to the restroom. And as soon as I close the door, right behind the toilet is like the biggest cockroach I've ever seen. And then I see another one next to it. But I needed to use the bathroom. So, you got to do what you got to do. So now I come out and I see another cockroach run across the floor. And it was nuts. And that's when I woke you guys up and I was like, oh my God, there's an infestation here. It's terrible.
I have blocked that
that was so
Airbnb out of my
gross.
memory
That was
because
so
it was really bad.
gross.
Yeah, I blocked it off. When you're talking about it, I remember the problem with cockroach. I remember there were some other problems too. And I don't remember that place at all.
Luckily, that was like our last night or the second to last night there. So, it was kind of like, okay, finally, when I did go to sleep, it was like, sleep with one eye open. I was so scared. I was so terrified. And it's like, the funny thing about roaches is you see one and then you start seeing them all. Like you see them in like the kitchen and then across the living room. I saw some in the bedrooms and I'm like, what else is here that I haven't seen?
Yeah, I really honestly prefer to stay at a hotel because then you can at least call them and have someone come there, or change the room or something. This whole Airbnb business, I'm
bad
over
customer
it.
service.
No more for me.
Yeah.
I'm not staying in those anymore. I don't even look at them when I go to new places anymore.
Did you do anything like that in Tanzania?
No, but I was in a camp in the middle of Serengeti.
What do you mean a camp? What is
A
that?
camp, like a tent in the middle of a Serengeti. Yeah. It was glamping, which is like glamorous camping.
So how do you go to the bathroom?
There was a bathroom inside the tent.
Toilet and all?
Toilet and shower with hot water.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was really cute, but think about this. Imagine one room, tent, okay? And like 10 of them, okay, but all separated.
Right.
And then a main one, which has like food and stuff. Okay, that one's completely open. This is in the middle
But
of
how do they
Serengeti.
keep it open? Like when
A lion come in? Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Like at night, you had animals coming in. So they were like, do not go outside your camp at night. Do not go outside your room. When I say your camp, your room at night.
that's scary.
It didn't feel, the first night it felt a little scary. The second night it didn't feel scary. If you wanted to go outside, like after dinner, they would escort us.
Right.
But if you wanted to go outside at night for whatever reason, they said just take a flashlight and flash it outside. We will see you. One of us will come and get you. But we dare not, you know. You just zip up your
Yeah.
tent and
That's
hope
it.
for the best. Yeah, but you
So
heard-
what time was that? Like, was there a time when, okay, it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock or whatever?
Some people were out there till like 11. They would make like a campfire and put like chairs around it. So you could sit in the campfire with chairs around it. But there's no guarantee that a lion isn't going to
Yeah.
show up or some hyenas or something.
Right.
Because it was completely open. Completely open. But it was really cool. It was kind of like, I was amazed. I'm like, I'm taking a chance. Yes, I am. I realize I'm taking a little risk being here, you know?
Right.
But people who work there, they're statistically speaking, they're really increasing their chances of something like this. But these people are really, they're used to it, you know? And they kind of know what to do, what not to do.
Okay, on a smaller scale, I guess, because I have a pit bull, and some people are very scared of pit bulls. But for me, like, I know his behavior. Like, I know what not to do with him, how to get him under control, how to, you know, get him to not get excited about something. So I understand his behavior, and I wonder, like, you know, obviously on a larger scale, they grew up around this, right?
Yeah.
Was the tour guide like somebody who was someone native from that area?
Yeah, he was from one of the, you know, like people who lived in jungles and stuff like that. He was one of the tribes. He was one of the tribal people. And in fact, he told us like his initiation when he was a young man, I think 15 or something, part of his initiation was to live in the jungle for a month by himself.
By himself?
Yeah, and he killed 2 lions.
It's crazy.
He said that's not legal anymore. When he was a young man, it was like you know, as a tribal person, you were expected to go and hunt and stuff like that. But so we felt very comfortable. There was one point where there was a big elephant, like the giantest one we saw, blocking the road and just eating from a tree. And he felt he was our driver / tour guide, and he felt like he had to do something to get the elephant out of the way. Like, because you can't go backwards. You can't go backwards because when you go backwards, they come towards you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the trick is to go towards them.
I see.
So when he started going towards it, it started running forward. So something had triggered him to do that. And I was like, why did you do that? And he's like, oh, I had to do that because it was for safety reasons. And I was like, interesting. But we had tigers. I mean, not tigers, sorry. There are no tigers in Africa. We had like
cheetahs?
elephants. There are cheetahs. We saw
Really?
4 cheetahs. They
boy.
from far. They were so cute.
Oh, boy.
So beautiful. But cheetahs are the one they say that they actually feel very comfortable coming towards the car, and they will actually get on top of the car. And even
But are they dangerous, or I mean, do they attack you when they get on the car, or like
they don't attack, but they're known to come inside even the car. Like if they might like come inside and kind of cuddle with you.
I don't want to cuddle with a
Mansha really
cheetah.
wanted the cheetah to
I can
cuddle. I did
imagine.
not. I was happy that it was like almost like I would say probably about 600 feet away from us, like a whole cheetah family. And they were just going about their business. And we just saw them. We were only able to see them like clearly through binoculars. So we did not see cheetah close by. What we did see close by was a leopard, which is apparently more dangerous than a cheetah, like a lot more dangerous. You do not want a leopard like in your car or around you. But the leopard was in a tree. Wow. So we saw it very clearly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so very personal question. Approximately, if you had to put a range to somebody who wants to take a vacation like this, how much would it cost? Because I'm always fascinated. Like you hear about safaris and you go like, oh, what does it entail? And, how much is this for?
It's not cheap. So
It's going to set you back.
it's going to set you back. Like a safari, we did a 5-day safari. So it's per person cost. Okay.
Is that like 4 nights or 5 nights?
4 nights, 5 days.
Okay.
Okay. And it's about like the park tickets are very expensive. The entry to the park is very expensive. You only have very limited, you don't have any hotels or even what I would consider like a lodge inside the Serengeti. It's all temporary housing, which is like fancy tents. If you
Oh,
will.
is that okay? Is it like yurts?
What's a yurt?
Yurt is like kind of like a glamping. It's like a big tent and usually has beds inside. It's big enough to have. Okay, imagine like remember they used to show like caravans and then the main guy would have like the big tent inside with everything, all the comforts inside. It's like a yurt.
I don't even know.
Kind of sounds like it. Okay.
It's a fancy tent. That's how I
tent.
describe it. But I would say easily it's about close to $800 to $1,000 per person per night.
Oh my God.
I would say. So a 5-night camp would
Right.
set you about $4,000 a person.
Per
I think
person.
that's probably, and this is not fancy. There is luxury camping. We did kind of mid-range. There is something called luxury camping, which is more than that. That would probably be like $6,000
I see.
to $7,000. So you can go all like when during the day they would pack us like picnic lunch because there is no food there. There's no restaurants there.
Right, and they don't
yeah.
want you to like littering.
There's no like, and you don't want to stop. So
Don't
you
bring
only
your
have
potato chips.
Yeah, you have set like picnic spots, but
Yeah.
there's no guarantee lion isn't. These aren't closed, especially in Tanzania. They're not closed. Like in South Africa, I've heard they're closed. Like they have like electric fences and stuff.
I see.
Not in Tanzania. So you go to these picnic places, and so you're observing other people because they're there too, having their lunch, and you're having your lunch. Ours was always like boxed lunch with really good food, like 5-6 different items, including dessert and juice and stuff like that.
So they really took care of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we saw some other people, and that's when the safari people would put like a tablecloth on a picnic
It was more
bench.
linen.
They would have like, some pots that they were like nice glasses and stuff that they were drinking
Yeah.
out of. We were drinking out of a juice cup.
Better
So-
silverware. Better.
So there
okay.
is
Yeah.
always like when it comes to service industry, it doesn't matter where you are. They'll
can
find a
always
way
upgrade.
to
Yeah.
upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, they're always
Ours was mid-ground, which I was very happy with.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So wow. So and then plus you've got your plane tickets and all of that, right?
This was a very expensive vacation.
I get it. No wonder, because I feel like safari is always like not the first thing people go
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
First you want to get your typical Rome, Paris
Out of the way. Yeah.
out of the way. Then there's Spain usually. Like I feel like it's always in that order. It's Paris, Rome, Spain. Portugal.
Yeah.
Right. And then people either go
Japan.
to Japan. That's the next one.
Thailand, Yeah. Or Australia if you're really
Australia, if you're looking for the bush. I don't
yeah.
know.
Like I guess it's kind of similar.
New Zealand is
New
pretty.
Zealand,
Yeah, New Zealand's pretty. I would like to do. This is on my bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I really hope I get a chance to do this. I would like to go to 2 places. One is the North Pole. I want to
know
be able
that's
to see.
you're like
it is my
obsessed
thing.
with it,
Yes,
yeah.
I want to be able to see the polar bears in the wild. I want to see able to see the whales and all of that and that wildlife. I'm very fascinated by it. So I hope I get to do that.
maybe in your last life you were a polar
It
bear.
is off the charts expensive. If you
probably-
gotta do it, like
Yeah.
it's at least like $25,000-$30,000. And then there's or Antarctica. I would like to kind of go see it at some point in my life. It is hard to get to because I think there's either you can go from like Australia or you can go through Argentina. And the one from Argentina, you go through this area called the Drake's Passage. And that's where like two oceans meet, the Pacific and the Atlantic meet. And so the waves are just very crazy over there. And so the boat is constantly rocking very dramatically. So you're very sick the whole time until you finally get to Antarctica. So I don't know when I can do that, but that is also very expensive. But hopefully that's something that I would like to do. That's on my bucket list. Is there anything else on your bucket list?
Japan.
Japan.
I'm kind of fascinated by Japan, but I don't know. Like, I feel like my next vacation is going to be easy peasy kind of a vacation. Like, I think I'm ready for, after this was very
Roughing
adventurous.
it. Yeah.
Very adventurous. So I think I'm ready for like a little glamorous, a little like,
Caribbeans, Bahamas.
no, because Zanzibar was all beach vacation.
Okay.
So we did that to recover from the safari. So I think I'm ready for like Paris, or like going back to my like comfort zone, like going to like a known entity. I don't know if that sounds really boring, but I feel like I'm ready to like just maybe.
I think maybe a great time for you to do it now, since you're kind of just stopped working at your regular job, and you've got a more open schedule. Maybe this is the time for you to go to like Paris and experience it for like a month or so. Because I feel like Paris is like, you want to experience it, you want to live there,
like rent a place for a month.
And just go to the coffee shops, go to museums, because we went to the museums, but there's so much to see in those museums.
Yeah.
You only get a chance to see like 10% of it when you go. And the Louvre is just so beautiful with so much artwork, amazing artwork. I felt like a kid in a candy store when I was there.
Well, you're really into art. I'm really not. Like, I like it, I appreciate it. I have no understanding of this is Baroque style, this is nothing.
I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually looking at this. I've only seen this in like textbooks so far.
Your art history classes.
My art history classes, and I couldn't believe it. And sometimes, and it was funny because I imagined some of them to be so big. And when I saw it, it was like a 2x2, I was like, really, that's it?
Mona Lisa, like
Mona Lisa. Well, everybody was looking at Mona Lisa. Where across Mona Lisa, there was another famous artwork that nobody was photographing at the time. And that was a pretty popular one. And I was like, oh my God, everyone's crowded towards Mona Lisa. Look at this.
There was one that you kept wanting to, I'm trying to remember now. Was it?
That was
started
in
with
Rome.
a C.
Oh my God, why am I forgetting his name now?
Caravaggio.
Oh my God, you remember and I forgot.
I just remember you like obsessing over where is Caravaggio. I guess that was in
Caravaggio is. I think they just had one in Paris, at least when the area that we were in. But in Rome, we found some of his stuff because he was Italian, so we found his stuff. There was also another one that I went crazy over that I really wanted to see when I went to Rome was Bernini's. He had this one called Saint Teresa in Ecstasy, and nobody knew it even existed because I would ask people, and they would be like, "Oh, I've never heard of that," And then finally somebody said, "Well, try this particular church, and it's gonna be there." Remember we were walking through streets and we were asking people, where's this church? And nobody knew.
Yeah,
but
I remember that.
when we got there, you're like, oh, I see why you wanted to see this. It's pretty
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing when you see it.
Yeah. You and your art history.
I hope I get to study it again. I tried taking.
You
So
can.
I had an excellent teacher,
Yeah.
9th grade in high school. And I had this amazing teacher. I thought I was going to take art class, and they put me in art history. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I'm looking at the textbooks, and I'm like, oh my God, everyone's naked. This is like, I hope my mom doesn't see it. She's going to be like, what the hell are you studying? But I really got into it. I had a very nice teacher who taught at like a college level. She would have discussions about the artwork, teach us how to compare the different styles of artwork, so on. Such a great foundation. Then I went to college and I was like, oh, I want to take art history. I want to learn more. And I had the worst professor who literally had a booklet and he would read his lecture out of the booklet word for word. It was not fun at all. I could not wait to get out of class. I dropped that class. So I was like, I can't take this anymore. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a pretend samosa.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a pretend samosa.
I'm not a pretend samosa. I think you're.
I'm a pretend samosa every day. Okay, I myself am like the phyllo dough triangles egg roll trying to be a samosa. Okay, life is a struggle.
All of us, like living in two cultures, are sort of like pretend samosas, I guess, to some degree.
Yeah.